Hey, what's up, football family? We are live for the Superb Owl Week, which we won't be talking about the Superb Owl that much because this is not about the NFL. This is about alternative football besides the NFL. Um, but this is a really big week for me as a football fan, being the the Super Bowl was in my hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. And the week after the Super Bowl, there's a new team in Atlanta, and it's the Atlanta Legends of the Alliance of American Football League. And we're only, from this Saturday, only 1 week away from kickoff, which this whole week has been so exciting for everyone that's going to be following the Alliance of American Football League. This has been a very exciting week because it's finally just so close to being here, so close to spring football starting up again. Um, but there's plenty of other news in other football leagues too. So let me just get right into it and talk about some of the things that's going on. Let me first say one thing. There is one player in the Super Bowl that I think a lot of guys need to follow, because he is the example of why football leagues like the Alliance of American Football League, the Arena Football League, XFL, all these, he is one of the biggest examples. James Devlin, fullback for the New England Patriots, he used to play in the AFL for the Oklahoma City Yard Dogs, and he was a defensive lineman there. And then eventually he moved on to the UFL and played fullback, switched to fullback for the Florida Tuskers, and played there, I believe, for only one season as a fullback. And now he's a fullback for the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. And he is a perfect example why we need developmental football leagues like the Alliance, like the UFL, like the XFL, all that. Why these things are important. And I am not cheering for the Patriots. I hope James Devlin has a very good, but being a Falcons fan, I really want the Rams to win. So, but just keep an eye out for James Devlin. I listened to the Ross Tucker football podcast interview with him this year, and it was a great discussion. Shout out to Ross Tucker. I doubt he'll ever find out about this. But that was a very interesting interview, and I was very excited. But now let's get into the Alliance, because they had a banger week this week. They were doing all their preseason games in San Antonio this week at the Alamo Dome. And they looked like all the games were very high scoring, which is very good. I'm very happy to see that it's a lot of very high scoring games. Let me go through some of these. Orlando beat San Diego 31-28. Salt Lake beat Memphis 29-19. The Arizona Hotshots beat Birmingham 36-17. And the San Antonio Commanders beat the Atlanta Legends 37-11. So, unfortunately, my team scored the least of my team that I'm a season ticket holder for, scored the least amount of points. So that's not very good. But hey, this is preseason of a brand new football league, and these games weren't even televised. I have no idea who started any of these games. The only thing I could find is apparently Christian Hackenberg started for the Express. It went 9 for 15, 428 yards, and 1 touchdown. But I can't find any other stats about any of the other games other than the final scores. And even then, on Instagram, the the Memphis Salt Lake score, it was posted on Instagram that Memphis lost, had 22 points, and then later reported that they only got 19 points. So that was that is kind of all over the place. So how do we really know any of these stats are really accurate on whether or not is this just someone just writing notes or anything? Because I'm pretty sure these were just mostly test events to see if everything was working out okay before the season starts next weekend. But it was our first chance to be able to see the uniforms, which the uniforms look good. You can tell that they're all essentially the same uniform, just with different colored fabric for each individual piece, which makes sense. Don't want too much expenditure on uniforms. They're also only going to have one uniform, which luckily, like each team only has one uniform. Their away and their home is the same, no matter what, if they're home or away. But luckily, their uniform colors are different enough that you're not going to mistake a Birmingham Iron for Memphis Express uniform. They look completely different. The only two that are somewhat close are San Antonio and Memphis, because they're both kind of a reddish color, but the helmets are very different. And Memphis has a bit more blue in it to San Antonio just being almost completely red. So I don't think when they play it'll be all that difficult. But my takeaways, Atlanta Legends, that with the loss of Brad Childers at the beginning of the year, and then them only scoring 11 points in their preseason game, it's not looking good. I hope they turn it around. I hope this is just preseason whatever, and I hope it goes a little bit better once we actually get into the games, but we'll see. I'm just excited about just getting this season started. So other news that has come out about the Alliance of American Football League is they announced they didn't announce the specific day. They said the app should be released somewhere between February 2nd and the 4th. Okay, good. I'm glad it's coming out before the season. Apparently, they were having some bug problems with the app itself. Hopefully, they've gotten all those figured out, so it's a good, smooth release, and it works from day one and is able to broadcast and give live streaming and fantasy and all those things that we were hoping that this app will provide. I'm so excited. I will download it as soon as it gets released. Hopefully it does get released before the season starts, because I need to set up like fantasy and all that with the app. So hopefully that gets released. Hopefully there's a big drop, an ad during the Super Bowl. I really hope that there's a big Alliance of American Football League with CBS broadcasting the Super Bowl this year. Hopefully there's a ad for the Alliance during it. I bet there probably will be. That's pretty much all that's gone on so far with the Alliance this week. Uniforms look great. Preseason underway. Only a week away. App coming out. I'm going to move on to the Arena Football League. The Arena Football League has talked about the Atlantic City has a team, and there's more rumors coming out about a sixth team coming in. Still no word on team name for Atlantic City. They're having a whole contest on name the team, like this almost always happens whenever a minor league football team comes out, and they almost always throw a contest for naming the team. So that's pretty much all that arena football has coming out. Just 6-team, who knows. But National Arena League, there's some possible rumors about Lehigh Valley and the Maine Mammoths being in rough shape, which would be it's not good. Hopefully they stick around for at least one more year, Lehigh Valley and Maine, because the National Arena League has a very great distribution of teams right now, with the addition of the New York Streets and the Orlando Predators this year. With the New York Streets coming in, you have the Pirates, Massachusetts, Lehigh Valley, and Maine as like a northern division. And then in the South, you have Georgia, Jacksonville, Orlando, and you have 8 teams, 4 in the South, 4 in the North. And it's a perfect distribution. And the IFL is starting to get that kind of distribution now too, with the addition of San Diego and a couple of the other teams closer to the Arizona Rattlers, since the Arizona Rattlers joined. I have heard some rumors about maybe next year some sort of merger. It's such tiny rumors. I doubt it'll happen. If they just did some sort of merger of Arena Football League, National Arena League, and IFL, and brought like the 10 best, most profitable teams from each of those leagues in, and started a new like AFL 3.0 or something, that would be fantastic. I doubt it's going to happen, but I've heard rumors, but rumors are exactly what they are. They're just rumors. There's nothing about that that's really worth our time. And hey guys, like, we're only a week away. We have one more episode next week leading up to the season. I won't have like a breakdown of the rosters or anything, because I can't really say anything about the teams. Like, it's hard to break down a team before you've even seen them play. So next week will be another short one, but once we get through this week, then we'll have a season starting, and I'll break down each and every game of the Alliance. And then after the Alliance starts, IFL starts just a couple more weeks after that. We're getting so close to alternate football starting up again, and the episodes will start being much more meaty and much more information based. So thank you for watching. Hit me up on iTunes, leave a like and subscribe on YouTube, leave a comment down below, send me an email at alternatefootball.podcast@gmail.com. Join in the conversation. I'm always around on Reddit, so hit me up, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy the superb owl. I'll probably talk about it a little bit next week, but mostly I'll be talking about how excited I am about the new season, and hopefully I'll be talking about the app. Hopefully the app will be out by the time I release an episode next week. So thank you guys. Have a good night.